2 nights ago we was at.
I think got a recent story.
Heard None Matters, right? Heard None Matters brand live opening event, and it was great. As soon as I walked in, packed out. You know what I'm saying? 8 o'clock. I'm like, damn, black people, that shit don't pack out until late. You know what I'm saying? Like an hour and a half after the shit starts till your crowd come, and it was already packed out. And it's crazy because I remember when we first did the first provocative party with Jody, and the numbers. I remember we did the first provocative party with Jody, and like, you know what I'm saying, it ain't pack out. The numbers was low and things like that. Right. But prior to that, we had an event called the Passion Party before, you know what I'm saying, we really put FC Network together, the first FC Network week. And the Passion Party, that situation was cool. It was at a nice venue, big venue. A lot of people came out. We replaced it with the Provocative Party, but the Provocative Party wasn't really working as well when it first happened. So, you know what I'm saying, Jody was working hard as hell. So I'm like, shit, whatever she want to do, we could do it because she putting the work in. Like, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? We'd keep doing it. And just to see over the years, like, because the next one didn't like blow out the water or whatever the case may be, they increased over the years, but this one was like, boom, it's here, it's big, it's at that level, and it just showed that sometimes you have to keep doing shit that's not working until it works. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when we think about how to be successful and the difference between, you know, this person and that person. I was watching a Nipsey Hussle interview, and they asked him, what's the difference? Like, what separates him from anybody else? And he repeated something. I think he said he got it from Jay-Z or something. He was like, the only difference is, like, I didn't give up. Like, I didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit sounds so good when you just say it. And when you say it on a podcast. When you say it
sound cliche as hell.
On the internet. When it's a meme. Like, oh, just keep going. Don't quit. That shit don't feel like that in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we first started, when I first started Patreon, when it was Terry Rosen podcast, and I first started Patreon, I did a monologue every day for the month of August. Like, every single day I dropped a monologue. And then on the last day, I said, if y'all like these monologues every day, y'all got to subscribe to Patreon, right? And I switched over and I started doing monologues in Patreon. 3 people joined for like the first month. Yeah. And I'm doing a monologue, and I'm dropping them bitches back to back. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, I know this Patreon shit is a good way to make something off podcasting, and it's necessary. However, why the fuck am I making a podcast, a good ass podcast, and putting it out for, I know only 3 people can hear this shit. It's a paywall. Like, you can't, unless you in here, you can't hear it. Yeah. And I'm dropping these bitches, and it's 3 people listening, G. And I'm like, damn, I could just put this shit out publicly and get the real numbers off this shit. 1,000 people, whoever gonna listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm constantly dropping them bitches, and I didn't have the foresight to think about what it was going to be like a year from now, 2 years from now. I'm just like, damn, I feel like I'm wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? 3 months later, it's 17 people listening. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit not working. But I kept putting it in, kept putting them on. Boom, we switched to Roses. I did. The shit grow. Now, when you look up a year later, however long it's been, 18 months later, however long it's been, and not only is it a bunch of people there, but when it's time to get somebody new, I can say, hey, it's 100 episodes in this Patreon. Plus, you're getting an extra 2 a week. You know what I'm saying? And a year from now, I could come to somebody else and say, oh, you like Roses I did? It's 200 extra episodes in this bitch. So all that shit, they say that hard work gonna pay off, is like, the time I'm looking like, man, this shit a waste of time. It's 3 people. I wasn't thinking about, this is gonna be a back catalog a year from now. This is gonna be a 200 episode back catalog 2 years from now. I wasn't thinking that
Definitely
shit,
thinking like that.
But it worked out that way. But again, it's like doing something that don't work. Most people, if some shit not working, they gonna stop doing it. It don't make sense. Yeah. Like, I'm doing this shit to make profit. I'm doing this shit for this reason, for that reason, not because I actually love it. And when you're doing it, it don't work. It stopped making sense. But that's what delayed gratification is all about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doing some shit, and once you decide that this is what you want to do, your goal, it can't really change. The way you go about it might change.
The rock. Yep.
If you decide this is what I want to do, and it's not working, you find a different way to do it. Like, you don't say I'm not doing it no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's the conversation for the day, is delayed gratification.
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that,
popping bottles,
you're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
popping pills,
That's just what comes with being a man.
popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life. Except me, not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucking body.
When them bullets hit them up, look like son had a seizure. Run up, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Days on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos on God in the king.
Welcome back to Roses I Did. I am Terry Roseland.
I'm Jones.
And how was your week, bro?
Great. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. I don't know. It was weird. I wasn't looking necessarily forward to Thanksgiving. It wasn't like I can't wait type of thing. I wasn't anticipating it. But like when it got here, I was like in the moment, and I was really appreciative of, just that whole dynamic of family and, just how me in particular, how our family spent that holiday. It wasn't until the day of, it was like, okay, bet. And I hadn't kicked it with my cousin in a minute. And I had thought about that maybe like a month ago. But I wasn't thinking about, okay, I'm gonna see him Thanksgiving. I was just like, damn, I ain't kicked it with my my family. We got to do something. So it was a good like recharge and shit. That was just one day from this week. And earlier this week, shit, just still studying, and that's getting interestingly difficult. But I'm fucking with it though. It's a lot of work to do. Matter of fact, we did it together. I'm creating a micro demo, like how we had the. Yeah. But I had to use something different than what I did. And,
I didn't let you use that.
You could, but you want to use something that the industry's familiar with. So he told me do Salesforce. That's like the top CRM. Mm-hmm. He said learn Salesforce and do a demo with that, because you're gonna shop that demo to recruiters. You know what I'm saying? As you filling out applications, you want to show them that, and all recruiters are familiar with it. Mm-hmm. Versus like you showing me something that and they don't really know. So it's like, but if they can resonate with it, they know how it works, and they hear you explaining it, and they like, oh yeah, you doing this shit right. It's just better. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Got you.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, that's dope, man. I'm glad you following through with that situation for real.
Oh yeah.
For me, the week was cool. Thanksgiving always a weird time for me because of the whole family shit. But it was cool yesterday. I had so much shit to do. Putting like the little finishing touches on the book as far as like making it that ebook form. That shit was more difficult and tedious than actually writing the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Put it in an ebook form?
Yeah, like putting it on Canva and putting all of those script in there, and then putting all the fonts, making sure that shit right. Formatting that shit took forever. Like that shit took forever, bro. So finishing that shit, just in the nick of time, and it's finally out now. We'll talk some more about that. But other than that, the week was cool, man. The week was cool. I saw my parents and shit yesterday, like late last night and shit like that. My OG just had surgery or some shit. But she cool though. Okay. So yeah, it was cool. It was a small week.
Yeah, I was trying to get you over to the crib so you could lead our family in prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen, man.
I was gonna set you up.
That wasn't gonna happen. Yeah. Or I would have led y'all in prayer, and at the end let y'all know who he's praying to. I was gonna be pissed. I'm just joking. They don't think I'm like the devil worshiper or some crazy shit like that. I believe in God, y'all.
That's been funny as hell. Like, all right, thank you, Satan.
Nigga, that shit be crazy. Nigga try to kick me out the crib. Nigga try to stab me with the turkey knife and all type of shit. That shit be crazy.
Oh shit.
You getting chased out that bitch. You come out, your shirt ripped up, all type of shit. I'm finna kick their ass coming up out that crib. For Jesus.
Kick your ass for Jesus.
I mean, that bitch balled up like, Jesus, don't even move like this. Hey, man. Hey, you ever see this nigga on the internet named 4Extra?
That sound familiar. Is that the Jesus Christ dude?
Hell no. It's some jail nigga from LA. The nigga's so funny, though. He just, like, you gotta, if y'all listening to this right now, go on TikTok and type in 4Extra. It's 4XTR. R.A. That nigga is hilarious. He a jail nigga who just some big swole ass nigga who talking about how he was whooping everybody ass in jail. And then, you know, it's hella LA niggas that be on No Jumper and all that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
everybody be like vouching for the nigga and shit. Like, nah, he was really like beating the shit out of niggas in jail. But he just be so, like, he gets so excited talking about this shit. It'd be hilarious, bro. The Crip nigga, yeah. He talking about, I'm catch 10 fades. I want all my fades. I come to the end door. He like, nigga, that's the best time. He told, I'm tripping off the back. He coming that bitch. How many of y'all in here? Bring everybody. Everybody. I'm with all my fades. As soon as I get there, I'm like, gee, the nigga is, bro, I feel like a teenager, bro. I've been on the rabbit hole of that nigga all day on TikTok, just dying laughing at this nigga, G. Like,
so let me say this.
But
shit.
I'm not gonna lie, that nigga do make you never ever want to go to jail. Like,
I ain't built for it, man. I can't
yeah.
I feel like you really gotta go in jail and turn into a totally different motherfucker just to survive. Like, you gotta be the grimiest you've ever been in your life just to survive.
Man. Yeah, you don't want to run into no nigga like that in that motherfucker. But it do seem like LA jail system and gangbanging and all that is just a lot more organized and taken a lot more serious than it is in Chicago. And I'm not saying that in Chicago don't take it serious, but LA,
you feel like it's more community over there?
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Like, you know, a community is organized, it's structured. It's like, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know, our community.
I just feel like niggas is like more held accountable. Niggas can't claim anything. That's what it seemed like, at least. It seemed like niggas can't claim anything. Niggas more held accountable. Niggas can't get away with that. He like saying shit like, what about a non-affiliate? He like, there's no such thing as a non-affiliate. Like, if I ask you where you from and niggas say I'm from over here, but I don't gangbang. And then he was like, so he said early on he was giving nigga a pass. Like, he say he on gangbang. Then as soon as the nigga from over there get locked up and walk in, as soon as he shaking hands with, oh, how you know this nigga? Oh, he don't want block that. No, bring this bitch ass to the back.
That's fucked up. You gotta see your homie. Oh, what up, nigga? I don't know this nigga.
Bro, that nigga say everybody gangbang, bro. He was like, I don't give no fuck if you a non-affiliate, nothing. You grew up over there. He on your ass. Bro,
I see y'all already. I'm finna binge watch this shit.
Gee, the nigga is hella. Yeah,
I don't watch that shit.
Yeah, I don't fuck with the white boy. I don't fuck with the white boy at all. But yeah, the TikTok shit is hilarious, bro. I swear to God, funniest shit ever. But other than that, man, what we got any news? What the fuck been going on? I feel like even though we did a podcast last week, I feel like we didn't.
That didn't feel like how we didn't. That's not how we normally do it. But it definitely didn't feel like
Let me check the voicemails. Let me know
pod.
what news we got, man. I'm gonna check the voicemails.
I am 34. My son is 16, and I always tell his dad that I feel like he should be going to the phone. I mean, I know I probably should, but I don't. And the reason why I don't is because I'm like scared I'm going to open the phone and I'm going to feel weird. Or like a little...
Now you're going to feel weird. You're going to feel real when it's him.
I ain't trying to see that. But I'm telling my son's dad that he should. But like, I would love for you guys to go into more detail about like why y'all think it's important for parents to go through their kids' phones and like why... and why they shouldn't have privacy at that age. I mean, because obviously, I just told you guys my age. I got pregnant at 16, had my son at 17. But I don't know. I just got a part of parenting that I struggle with. So I would love to hear you guys see that. Thanks.
Did you say she got pregnant at 15 and had a baby at 17?
Yeah, she did. I'm like, first of all, I just did the math. The baby should have been born at 18. If you No, not the baby. She should have, when she was 18, that's when she should have had, if she's 34 and she had the kid and her kid is, 13 years old? She said 16. Oh. The kid is 16.
Yeah.
Right, no. So if she 34 minus 16, she would have been 18 when she had him. But she just said she got pregnant at 15 and had him at 17.
So she was either pregnant for 2 years or she don't know when she had the baby.
You want to be an elephant so bad.
I don't think that's what happened. I think y'all couldn't hear it because it sounded like she was power walking.
Oh, no. But
Well, she had a baby big as hell. That nigga was one.
That nigga came out. I'm saying elephants be pregnant for 2 years.
Yeah,
She want to be elephant. But nah, I'd say the importance of going through your kid's phone. Shit, maybe if somebody went through your phone, you probably would have got pregnant at 15. But you know, but nah, no shame or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But nah, for real. Okay, hold up. We love you. We love
I'm not even responding to this. We might edit this shit out.
We ain't cutting shit. Okay. The importance of going through your shorty phone, and I think I heard Terry say this the last time, is you never know what they talking about with their friends. You never know what they're probably expressing things about how they feel to maybe somebody else that you don't have access to, and it could be, you know, worst case scenario, like you go through your shorty phone, and not your shorty, your kid phone, and you see your kid talking to somebody like, man, I'm tired of being here, G. Like, I don't like this shit overwhelming. Like high school hard as hell. This hard as hell. I ain't got no friends. It ain't no purpose for me even being here. And you just so happen to go through their phone and you see that, you can intervene and redirect that behavior and fix that, you know what I'm saying, that thought process, and really talk to them about like what's going on with you, what's going on, versus I ain't gonna invade their privacy, and that's low key how they feeling, and you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And they do some shit, and you fuck around and regret that. You gonna wish you would have violated their privacy.
Facts. It's crazy because that episode came out, and maybe a week later, my son did some wild shit with the phone. And the crazy part is, like, I didn't even catch the shit. One of his friends' mama called me. Actually, one of my frat brothers texted me and was like, I gotta holler at you about your son type shit. I'm like, nigga, how the fuck you know my son? he like, nigga, I don't. But my cousin, his friends,
Goddamn,
got a son that's friends with your son. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like this shit, the whole city know about this shit about me? Like, what the fuck going on? So it's crazy, but so he gave me the number. I end up calling, and it's crazy because it's a kid that I be seeing all the time. I be cool, like, you know, I be shaking my son's friend's hand and shit, kicking it with him a little bit, talking shit with him. And it's one of the main kids he be with. You know what I'm saying? I met his mom before, and they in that mini medical school shit together. So they go to elementary school together, but then they got this mini medical school shit at Rush University that they go to, and he in that too. So you know what I'm saying? I met his mom up there before. So it ended up being her. I called and shit, and she tell me what happened. I ain't gonna go into the detail about what happened. Yeah. But it was basically some shit that he did that somebody else put in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? That her son in. And they whole little culture of that friend group is wild as hell.
Yes.
And that be some of the shit you gotta look out for too. It might not be that, you know what I'm saying, like that your kid don't want it, cause you know that's the thing too. Your kid might not want to be here no more. Like that happened with my cousin and shit when I was a shorty, but like somebody caught it, you know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing actually happened, but the talk was there, you know what I'm saying, that she was writing it down somewhere. So it might not be even nothing like that. It might just be like the culture of their little friend group might be them doing weird shit, them watching weird shit, them talking about weird shit, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. And they don't know no better because they kids. But ain't nobody monitoring this shit. So it's going on. A lot more, and then when your kid pop out and do some weird shit because it's normal to him and his friends, now you're like, where the fuck you pick this shit up from? You know what I'm saying? Like, when the fuck you start doing shit like this? It's like, it's crazy. And then the whole little situation was crazy because I learned a lot about this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned a lot about this nigga. Don't call him a nigga because he's a nigga, G. like he's a nigga. I got a nigga in my house. I kind of want to beat the nigga up, G. Like, I'm so serious, G. Like, so the nigga, like, is manipulative.
That's Trey, boy.
Like, and I think a lot of kids are, and I think that they don't realize they are. But it's like, you gonna get away with this shit and feel like you can finesse everybody like this. And it be little shit. Like, I seen it in him, like, little shit. He'd come in, oh, Dad, I love you, man. Like, woo. Can I play a game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. Like, nigga, watch out, bro. I tell him all the time, like, when he used to do that shit, I never looked at it like it was manipulative behavior. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, I tell him all the time, like, bro, just ask to play. You don't got to do all that. Like, I'm just going to say yes or no. That hug is not changing my motherfucking mind. Like, I don't care. I'm not your mama, nigga. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but his OG was telling me, I mean, yeah, his mom was telling me, like, he'll do something wild and she'll have to get on his ass about it. And he'll come like, Mom, I feel like, you yell at me, it mess with my confidence and and all this shit. And it's something that's like, it be fucking with her because she like, it could be valid. Like, I don't want to fuck with his confidence, but at the same time, and I'm like, man, get that shit the fuck up out of here. This nigga manipulative as fuck, bro. And it's like, this the thing though. Even though, you know what I'm saying, like, he a kid, bro. The thing about being a child and why we take it easy on kids and why we get kids a certain leash and this and that and passes is because there's an assumption that they're naive. Mm-hmm. That's what being childlike is all about. It's about being naive, not knowing no better, making mistakes, things like that. To be manipulative, that's calculated. Yes. There is no more being naive. You can't be naive and manipulative. To be manipulative, you have to fully understand what's going on and be thinking on a level above what's going on to try to get shit your way. That's the opposite of a child, bro. And that's why I say I got a nigga in my house and I want to whoop the nigga, G, because he's not a kid, G. And I don't give no fuck that this nigga is what is he 8, 9? I don't even know how old this nigga is right now.
I don't even know him no more.
I don't even know this nigga. Like it don't even matter, bro. That nigga is like, so I think like, all jokes aside, though, and I'm not even joking. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they be moving fast, bro. And the more we look at them like, oh, he's childlike, he's naive, he don't know no better. We doing a disservice to them. Like, not only are we tricking ourselves, and we gonna be way behind when they start doing shit because they've been doing it and been getting away with it 4 years ago, and we just not catching on to it. But also we doing them a disservice because we not raising them at the level that they at. We just assuming that because they this age, they don't know what the fuck going on. They know exactly what the fuck going on, exactly what they doing. So man.
You just so Trey, 100% manipulative. 100%. And this happened a while ago. I just had parent-teacher conference this past week, and I ain't gonna lie, like this, it's crazy. His 8th grade, I've been the most proud of this nigga, and since he's been going to school, this has been the most easiest year for him, academically and behaviorally. So I meet with his teachers, and one of his teachers said a new teacher had came in. Well, before I tell the story. When Trey is small for his age, so people think he's younger than what he is, and teacher, oh, he's so cute, this and that, and every year, like if some new teachers come in and I meet him at the beginning of the year, I'm giving them the disclaimer like, hey, look, I'm so happy I'm happy to meet you. I said that's cool and everything. But let me tell you something right quick. Never mind all that bullshit. Don't believe him. Like, like look. I know you see the smile. I know the charisma, all of that. He will trick you. He's smarter than you see him, and you see a younger kid, but he's developed up here. Don't fall for that shit. And I'm saying this in front of him. He like, this nigga blowing up the spot, man. And that helped. And the teacher, the next quarter going by, the teacher, I see what you were talking about. I know. You know what I'm saying? So, basically the math teacher, a new teacher had came in, and the math teacher had picked up on, like, Trey played the new teacher. He kind of like finessed the situation where like, oh yeah, I could go outside and like do my work. If it's too rowdy in the class, I could just sit out here and go like to another section. I can go, nigga, this is outside the class, down the hall. Like, what are you talking about? Right. The teacher believed him because she don't know. She like, oh, well, you can, yeah. And the nigga is believable. So I'm like, yeah. And I just put her on game. Like, yeah, don't fall for it. She like, okay, he got me. But to the group chats, yeah. So y'all meet Trey. And then if you meet Trey, like you see him, he low-key, he be like a little quiet. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Don't believe that shit. But about the group chats, though. Yeah. So their group chats, y'all, check y'all kids' phone for real. Like, those group chats are wilder than what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't look at it at all and you just, wow, they just on the phone. And it's keeping your kid occupied. Mm-hmm. Like, they not bothering you. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do at your house peaceful. All you just hear is they going back and forth. They talking about some shit in that phone. So I picked up on that years ago. So I started going through the phone or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like nowadays, like they all be on group FaceTime. And they'll just be talking and whatever the case may be. All Trey friends, they know me. Mm-hmm. Trey, if I'm in the room or whatever, yeah, my dad here. Hey, Mr. Jones, how you doing? The whole conversation, the language change. Yeah. I be walking past and I hear a kid like, that's some bullshit. And I know the kid voice. I'm like, Nyla, Mr. Jones, I didn't know you was I didn't know you was right there. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to know me. They know Trey Pops don't play. Mm-hmm. And I'm also the nigga who gonna be picking y'all up, taking y'all places or whatever. Yeah. The other parents ain't really doing that. That's because I'm a young parent though. Yeah. Like, I get it. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. But I want y'all to act and behave in a certain way and use certain language or whatnot. So that's another, go to your kid's phone. Like you can stop a lot of shit and you're gonna see some wild shit. And some of the shit you're gonna see, it's gonna be wild, but you don't even want to address it because you don't want him to know you going through his phone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like if it's too wild, if it's like too wild, you gotta address it. But some shit usually gonna have to be like, this nigga is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And you look at your kid like they so little and they so sweet. So you go to that phone, they calling somebody a bitch ass, dick riding ass nigga.
Oh my God. Like, damn.
Like, this nigga sound like he been in fucking comment sections on TikTok.
He just went on his ass.
Like, is my son an incel? What the fuck is he talking about? Calling this nigga a simp ass, bitch ass nigga. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? This shit crazy, bro. These motherfuckers is crazy.
They got access to way more. Way more, bro. Man.
And they be putting that front on. Like they be putting that front on at the crib, bro. And it's crazy because all of the the juvenile probation kids and shit I work with, they mama perception of them is so far fucking off from who they are, G. Mm-hmm. It's so far off, bro.
Oh, he was such a good kid.
This nigga got 3 open cases, all involving guns. He done robbed a nigga, pistol whipped a nigga, took a nigga up out of car, took a lady up out the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit crazy. And I'm talking about, when I say several cases, I'm talking about he did one thing and got 3 charges. I'm talking about he got 3, this nigga 15, G. This nigga been on the news twice. I call you like, is there anything I need to know if I meet with your son? Oh, no, he cool. He a good kid. Woo, woo. I always do that before I read the file. Mm-hmm. I always meet the kid before I read the file. I don't want to read the file and now I look at you as who they said you was. Okay. I want to meet you first. A few times. I might meet a motherfucker 2-3 times and then talk to their mama. Well, I'm talking to their mama first anyway. Man, is there anything I need to know about your son? Is there anything, you know what I'm saying? What he got going on? Why is he even meeting with me? Like, what's going on? Oh, he got a little anger issues. His daddy ain't really doing what he's supposed to do. He be beefing with him a little bit. But other than that, he cool. Woo, woo. Read that file. This nigga shot a kid. God damn. He a kid. He done shot a smaller kid, a girl, a little girl, and all type of. I'm talking about crazy shit, bro. I'm talking about. I go to the school. What's going on with him at school? Oh, this nigga, you work with him? How many you coming only once a week? Like, nah, bro. Come on, like. Man, this nigga done all type of shit, getting kicked out of class, beating niggas up, everybody scared of the nigga. He been on the teacher, the school done telling me he been on the news twice. You remember them kids that broke in the motherfucking woo and made the news? That's it. Go watch the thing. He ain't get caught for it, but go watch the news clip. That was his ass. Like, ooh, I'm talking about crazy shit. Talk to mama about it. Oh no, he cool. He ain't. I got this kid who I put him in a boxing program. He athletic than a motherfucker. Talking to OG, I'm telling him like, yeah, he did good today. It's the first day. Oh yeah, he did good today. Oh yeah, he been playing football since he was a little kid. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Like he a junior now. He been on football all year. You know what I'm saying? But now he, I want him to box though because I think he ain't playing football this year. What happened on the football team? I don't know. Like he missed the practice and now they kicked him off the team. Like he kicked him off the team for missing practice. Yeah, he was a quarterback too. Woo woo. Damn, they kicked the quarterback off the team for missing one practice before school started. He missed the summertime practice. I go up to the school. Let me talk to the football. They know who I work with. I kind of talk to the football coach about him. Like, for what? What you mean? I'm like, he on the football team, right? He's never played football for this school.
God damn.
So where this nigga be at? That you thought he's in football practice for 3 years? Where the fuck he been at? Like, where the fuck this nigga been at? That's on the fucking news, like doing crazy the fucking shit. News. And you think this nigga is the starting quarterback on the team?
That's bad parenting, man.
Man, wait, like, so I asked him, like, man, where you you know what I'm saying? Like, where you you ain't never go to none of the games. This after I found out he not on the team. I'm like, is she spinning me too? Is OG in on the shit? Like, what's popping? Like, what's going on? So she like, oh no, I work on the weekend. I could never make the games. I'm like, so he really taking advantage of this whole situation. Like, he really like, cause she one of them parents, single parent. She working 2-3 jobs, all type of shit like that.
I'm gonna take that comment back, the bad parenting comment.
Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, you still supposed to check in, like, and
I understand though,
and take time and shit like that. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about that piece too more towards the end of the motherfucking show on the Advice for Boy Moms. But Man, we gotta get to this motherfucking topic though.
Come
Man.
on.
These kids is fucking crazy. Y'all. Go through their phone. That's the point, man. We gotta triple down. We're gonna talk about this shit again next week. We talking about, like, go through their motherfucking phone, man. Damn.
Tonight, when you hear this.
On the topic, man. It's this. So, what is delayed gratification, right? Delayed gratification. Let me see. I got the definition right here for y'all niggas. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist an immediate reward in favor of a greater reward later on. That's overly simplifies how important delayed gratification is. They used to do this test on kids in the 80s, 70s and 80s, right? It's called the marshmallow test. You heard of it?
No.
Okay, so it's a marshmallow test. They used to do it on 4-year-olds, and they would track these kids throughout their lives, right? So they would put a kid in a room with a plate. Do it with Ja. You know what Ja gonna. I know what Ja gonna do. They used to take a marshmallow and put it on a plate, and put a 4-year-old kid in the room with the marshmallow and a plate, and they say, "Hey, if you don't eat this marshmallow for 15 minutes, you get another marshmallow. You can have 2. You can eat them both. But if you eat this marshmallow, you can't have the second marshmallow in 15 minutes. You just can't have it, right? That's all. They will close the door and leave. They not they not no extra motivation, no like, hey, you can do it. None of that shit. They tell them the rules. They close the door. They wait 15 minutes. The kids is in that motherfucker licking the marshmallow, biting half the marshmallow, pinching a hole in the marshmallow, eating it, turning that bitch upside down, all type of shit, right? And it's a very small percentage of them who sit there, look at the motherfucking marshmallow and wait. And I'm like, damn, this nigga must not even like marshmallows. They must give him the wrong shit. They should use a strawberry or something with this nigga. They get him the second marshmallow, he bang them both. He really just waited. He really was like, nah, I won't pursue, and I'm chilling, right? Majority of the kids eat the marshmallow. They track these kids all the way through their life, through their 30s, and they keep up with them and they progress. The kids who didn't eat the marshmallow were some of the most successful kids, period. Like, they was like uberly successful, right? And this is like very early on. Different social economic status backgrounds, all that. Them little motherfuckers at 4 years old that knew how to wait for the reward, they were uberly successful in life. And the kids who, wasn't, they was just like average people. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to show, like, I was watching an interview with Michael B. Jordan, and they was talking about how his career excelled. He was like, dude, I got a couple movie roles, but a lot of niggas in movies when they kids and shit like that. He was like, I really wasn't kicking it. Like, I really wasn't going outside. My friends were doing this, doing that. I really was trying to get better at this shit, feeling like I can do what I want when I'm older. I'm gonna have millions. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have that. But I'm locked in on this shit. Derrick Rose would say he was the same. He said it was the first 3 years of his career he never partied. You know what I'm saying? And I went to high school with D Rose. That nigga was used to go through the hallway bouncing a fucking tennis ball like a basketball, which is some high level skill shit the average person can't do anyway. But that nigga used to just be so antisocial and just locked the fuck in. G, like, I never saw that nigga at none of the parties. Like, I never saw that nigga at nothing, bro. Nothing. Yeah. Like, you never saw that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You want to see that nigga go to the game? What the fuck is he talking about?
For the marshmallow test, I haven't heard of that, and that's interesting. I feel like I fuck around with it. Knowing me, I think I probably would have been nibbling on the marshmallow.
Nigga, that motherfucker would have been gone. What are you talking about?
No, but like, I would have probably pinched the kid who pinched it from the bottom and turned it upside down. I'd have probably did some shit like that. That's probably what Trey get it from anyway. But delayed gratification, I don't think we're taught what that is at an early age.
No.
We don't understand the concept of delayed gratification. Mm-hmm. Coming out the gate, we want it now. Like, you think about it as a child. You know what I'm saying? I want the marshmallow now. I want the iPad now. Like, there's no delayed nothing. Especially like nowadays, even like for us, you know what I'm saying? Everything was almost instant, but with technology and just what a kid's attention span is today, what they call it TikTok brain. You know what I'm saying? If you watch somebody as they scroll TikTok, and just peep how long they're giving the average video before they flip to the next one. It's like fucking 1.2 seconds. That's boring. Like, how do you know? Like, what are you talking about?
I do the same shit. Yeah.
We got TikTok brain. You know what I'm saying? So with the lack of knowing what delayed gratification is, I can see how that translates into we can't move on in our adult lives and have that concept of, okay, I'm going to get rewarded for this later. If it's not happening now, if I don't see a result now, it's out the window. It don't work. And that's why you see a bunch of people maybe switch different careers a lot or switch projects a lot or just do a bunch of shit and they just be done with it. Because like we haven't been, educated on delayed gratification. I feel like I didn't learn the concept of delayed gratification until I was an adult, I'll say maybe like mid-20s. You know what I'm saying? Where I really realized like, oh, shit takes time. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're starting anything, if you don't give yourself 5 years, like that's the bar to see like significant results, like for real. I just feel like, and it could happen sooner though. It could happen. It could pop off in 3 years. But if you don't tell yourself 5 years, you started off with unrealistic expectations, and 2 years in, it ain't popping off. All right, I'm gonna switch.
I used to microwave hot dogs.
That's crazy.
I didn't give a fuck. It tastes better out the pot. I want the shit now. Like I really didn't care, bro. And I knew the difference. Like I would eat. Like my dad made a hot dog in the pot. It tastes a lot better. If I microwaved it, the shit was damn near kind of nasty.
Nigga,
I didn't give a fuck, bro. And I think that's that impulse control. You just most kids just don't have that. Obviously, in this marshmallow test, they knew that coming in, and it was just certain kids who just had. I don't know that those 4-year-olds was explained delayed gratification versus they just naturally had it. Like, oh no, that sounds like a better deal. Like some kids are just different, but that's rare, And this shit really come down to dopamine versus impulse control in your brain. You know what I'm saying? It's really, it's science behind everything, but can you control your impulses? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was something else I wanted to say based on something you said. I lost my train of thought though, but go ahead.
As soon as you said the hot dog, that's wild, warming up a hot dog. Trey, he do, if it's some noodles in the crib, the packed noodles, I'm cooking them on the stove.
Yeah.
That take too long for him. He's putting it in a bowl and putting it in the microwave.
My son did that today.
And I'm like, that is disgusting, bro.
Nasty. Yeah, it's nasty.
And then he'll see mine, taste mine. Like, damn, he'll say, can you make mine? No.
Bro.
Go make it yourself.
Today is Friday. Thanksgiving was yesterday. There's a plate for him in the refrigerator. Why are you microwaving noodles the day after Thanksgiving, bro?
These kids don't, man.
I'm like, bro, why you don't just get the plate that you had yesterday? He like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm thinking, when I say that, I walk out the kitchen. I'm thinking he's just finna go warm up the plate. No, he still at the noodles. You use the same microwave though. It do take long. It take a minute to microwave to get them leftover plates hot. You got to
3 minutes.
Turn some shit over there. All that
you
shit.
damn near got to recook that shit low key. Warm it up in a pan or some shit.
That should be crazy, man. But
shit. Another when I think of delayed gratification, shit, fitness.
Yeah,
fitness. That's the biggest delayed gratification.
Yeah,
because the thing with fitness, I seen something, and that's kind of going into my AMP. But damn, I want to do that right now. Let me see.
I got you. So,
okay, go ahead.
Going back to what you said about starting off something new, right? And people, saying like, okay, 5 years is the minimum. You know what I'm saying? And it could happen faster, but in your mind, you should be looking at 5 years. I think a lot of people look at that, right? And they might say, okay, it's gonna take 5 years, and they might say that in their brain that they accepted it, but they still think after year 1, I should be doing something. It should be more than this. Like, I ain't got to blow up after a year, but I should be doing more. Like, if I'm selling t-shirts, I should be at least selling 20 a month. Like, if I ain't there yet, then woo. And a lot of people think that 5 years is gonna be linear. Like, in those 5 years, year 1, I might not be on shit, but year 2, it's gonna be something. Year 3 is gonna be something. Year 4 gonna be better than year 2. That shit don't be like that, bro.
No.
Like, your year 2 might be worse than your year 1. It might be. And if you quit, then you fucking quit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like what I'm saying is that shit can go from 0 to 100 real fucking fast. Like, even with this podcast shit, we charted number 24 in the country in our genre at a point. That's insane, bro. That wasn't happening. I think the highest we ever went before Roses I Did was like 75, and that was like for a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas wasn't, we might have been cracking the top 200, but we definitely wasn't sitting in the top 100 on a regular, like just sitting there. Like it wasn't happening until we switched up and rebranded. That's 5 years in. I'm past the 5-year mark.
Right.
And it went from, I ain't gonna say 0, but it went from fucking 20 to 100. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it jumped off, but it's not a linear thing. It's an experience thing. I'm learning how to get better at this. Let me step back from just podcasting and work on a brand a little bit. And I think that's another thing too. And that's kind of leaving delayed gratification going into like branding and things like that. But a lot of people, let's say you can cook real good, you a chef, and you know you got the best food in the city, and you know your shit fire, and everybody who tastes it say it's good, and da-da-da, and you wondering like why you can't sell no plate. It's because you too focused on cooking and not marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like you the best cook in the world, but you don't know how to sell shit.
Yeah.
And it's another nigga who cook half as good as you who know how to sell shit, and he busting your ass. And it's just like, that's part of it too. These are the type of shit that you learn in that 5 years that you know what I'm saying? So it ain't all about the numbers don't just reflect how good you are at the thing. Sometimes they reflect you not being able to step back and put things around your talent that make your talent grow. You know what I'm saying? Some of that shit is marketing, some of it is branding, some of it is knowing how to build community and things like that. So I think that, yeah, it's a lot of lessons to be learned in that time.
And the perfect, I was just looking for a story about, delayed gratification, and it's the Chinese bamboo tree. You heard of that one?
Nah.
So the Chinese bamboo tree, you plant this tree, and it won't break ground for 5 years. Mm-hmm. But so you plant this tree, but you still have to take care of it. You plant the tree, and every day you got to water it, make sure it's, being taken care of. Year 1, nothing's come out of the ground. Year 2, nothing come out of the ground. You got to do that for 5 years. The 5th year, it breaks ground, and in 6 weeks, it can grow up to 100 feet.
It's crazy.
But you got to do 5 years of tending to the tree.
Yeah.
Make sure the soil's still good, making sure it's getting the proper sunlight, all that type of shit. But that's like how success can be. Like you just said, it's not linear. You know what I'm saying? Year 1, oh, okay, I understand. I'm just starting. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Year 2, I expect to be at least here. Like year 3, I should be like, it's not going to be linear. You got to look at it like the Chinese bamboo tree. Like you just got to continue to show up and do the same shit, do the boring shit. And that's the thing. A lot of people, we don't like boredom. Like, ain't nothing sexy about like success for real. It's really a bunch of little things repeated over time. Even like with fitness, when I be in the gym, like I do the same fucking workouts all the time. It's nothing that's changing. It's not I don't do all of the crazy shit they be. That's just for views and stuff anyway. That's not growing no muscle. But like if you see somebody with like a dope physique that you want, nothing is special happening. That shit can get boring. Yeah. I be trying to look for different ways sometimes in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'll do when I get bored in the gym? I'll go visit somebody else's gym, and just to get like a different scenery. But I'm doing the same workouts. So when you see a motherfucker 3 years from now, 4 years from now, and they starting to, you know what I'm saying, I have a dope physique, it's because I do the same shit every fucking week. And nothing's changing except it's the consistency of it.
I love that Chinese bamboo tree example, right? And when you start explaining, I'm like, okay, I have heard. I think I came across on Instagram like a reel about it before, like on one of the motivational pages. And so even with that though, like, right, we hear shit like that on the podcast. Y'all listening to a podcast right now. Y'all just heard them say that. Y'all like, yeah, I gotta wait. I gotta do this. I gotta do that.
That shit hard.
This shit be sounding good. Let's really think about the thought process and the emotions of somebody that's trying to grow one of them fucking trees. What percentage of people do you think will actually water a tree that they don't see growing for 5 years straight? That's longer than college.
Yeah.
That's longer than high school. You out here watering the ground. Niggas is looking at you like you crazy. Like you don't even tell nobody about this shit no more because it's not happening. How many people would still believe like, man, they sold me a bad seed. This shit can't work. Like, I know they said it won't pop out the ground at all, but goddamn, like I ain't gonna see nothing. You the damn that dug the seed up, fucked with it, moved it, put it back, did all type of shit.
Bad soil.
Like yeah, it's bad soil. Man, fuck it, I don't even care no more. I was into Chinese bamboo trees 5 years ago. I'm grown as hell now. Like, I don't care about that shit. It's 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 95% of people could not grow a Chinese bamboo tree. And it's the same thing with
I'm gonna say
accomplishing certain shit.
I'm gonna say a lot more people could, because you know the end. If you go by the seed of a Chinese bamboo tree and you really like want the Chinese bamboo tree, like you know what's going on. You know the process. You know what to expect and everything.
You know when it's gonna happen.
You know when it's gonna happen.
You can see the finish line.
You can see the finish line. It's 10 times, 100 times harder when you replace that Chinese bamboo tree with a specific goal that you chasing, and you don't know. You just know you got to keep doing the same shit over and over, but you don't know if it's gonna pop in year 3, year 2, year 5. Year 10 for some people. There's some crazy stories where motherfuckers were working on shit 10 years and then pop off or whatever. So not knowing is way more stressful on the mind and your emotions versus having expected it. Because y'all listen to the podcast right now, like, okay, cool, yeah, I gotta wait. But when you cut the podcast off and you start working on the business, you start working on the plan, and it's year 2 and your emotions is involved in it and your finances is attached to it and you got other shit to handle, fuck this shit. It's so easy to do that. It's so easy to just be like, you know what I'm saying? I can't do this no more. I got to get something. I got to take care of bills right now. Or I got to do this right now. You know what I'm saying? It sounds cliche, like, you know, even I'm talking about us too, me. Shit, I could like, I've definitely lacked patience in plenty of situations, you know what I'm saying? Just from not really embodying delayed gratification. I've experienced that shit, you know, and I've regretted it. But
it's a song on I think it's called Richest Gangster. It's on the Rick Ross album. You know, Diddy just be talking on nigga shit.
Yeah.
He was like he was like niggas don't know how it feel to just constantly go through the pain and the darkness.
Nah, that's
shit don't stop.
That's my shit. That's the Mastermind album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mastermind.
That's my favorite.
But I think
album.
it's the song Richest Gangster or something like that. It's the shit with French Montana.
Yeah.
And that remind me of so much. Like when you were just talking, it was just so much shit in my head. Knowing the end goal, right? David Goggins talked about when he was in the military and they would run. And everybody know we running 3 miles, we running 10 miles, whatever it is, whatever they do in the military.
Mm-hmm.
They knew they had to run. And he was like, sometimes the instructor is always in front.
Yeah. And
he'd be running and everybody see the finish line coming up. Everybody get their second win. Like we was talking about, like with the box shit, all that. Everybody get their second win. They like, okay, cool, we at the finish line. Motherfuckers speed up a little bit. Motherfuckers be feeling good, da-da-da. And then instructor cross the finish line and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And niggas, he ain't got to say shit. Niggas know. Like, we don't start running until he start running. That finish line really don't even mean shit for real.
Yeah.
This nigga keep going. He said, you just see everybody head drop. And he was like, and niggas just he was like, that's when you see who really with this shit and who not, because we have no idea when that nigga's gonna stop. Yeah. And it's gonna be a very small percentage of niggas who still with that shit. Like, they don't give a fuck. They just going. That shit remind me of pledging. And this pledging shit be coming up a lot, but it's only so much motherfucker could really say with the shit, but it's a big difference with niggas talk about, you know, it's different now because the rules changed and because of pledging and lawsuits and shit like that. There's a lot of rules that change and niggas be knowing when they probate is now. Before, you didn't know. And that's why a lot of niggas couldn't make it, because you had no idea. This shit could be, just because you started now, this shit could be next semester. They might cancel this shit. There's no telling when this shit gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So, like for us, we was like the first motherfuckers who, when I came through, when they switched it and they told niggas like the date. And, you know, but at the same time, niggas telling us like, nigga, we don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, we don't give a fuck what they talking about. We don't do what we want to do. But you still have something in your mind. And the day that our shit came, like usually how that shit, like motherfuckers would be done. And then when you see that probate and you see niggas like up there and they doing their thing and they doing all these dances and singing these songs and they so on point, it's because they done and they had time to practice that shit. So they might have been done 2 weeks ago and they've been practicing this shit for the last 2 weeks. We wasn't done, like at all. So I'm like, damn, they really finna, like, when is we actually having this probate for real? Because we haven't practiced nothing. Like, we just in this shit.
Yeah.
The day of my shit, right? Everybody come down. We in Carbondale, so everybody come from Chicago, St. Louis. All the older noobs come. It's a comeback line. We've been going for like 5 years, so it's big shit. Everybody there, nigga. Everybody come. We still on. The day of the probate, my probate was at 2:00. You hear me? My probate started at 2:00. My cross time is 2:04. Niggas was still in the basement. My mama out there. nigga, fuck practicing. We was still in the jam. So, nigga, we was supposed to finish and shit happened. Shit went down. They like, bro, y'all got 2 more weeks, bro. Y'all niggas ain't ready. And I tell you, like, that shit was like soul snatching, G. And I know what time it is, G. I know that we supposed to be there. Like, that shit's supposed to start it. Like, niggas, like, even if niggas was to finish right now, we gotta go home, get dressed, do all this shit, bro. Bro, they really had us in that. So it was just like that. Again, it's so much of an emotional difference in something when you don't know the ending, bro, and the level of motivation. But that's what success, like, that's what, like, chasing anything is really about, is that you really don't know how long the shit gonna take. And that's why a lot of people don't stick with the things that they start. Whether you see people switching up so much, like she was an esthetician and now she do this, and this nigga was rapping, now this nigga cut hair, and now this nigga do this, and now this nigga do that. And it's really because, like, you know what I'm saying, you really don't know the ending. And another thing with that is, when we going back to those 5 years, it's like, how do you really track progress? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us track progress by profit, and it really don't be that a lot. Now, I think that's why we got to care about what we doing, is because, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you only in it for the money, you ain't gonna make it. A lot of times. Most times, you're not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? But if you really care about what you're doing, you could track the progress a little different. So you could be it's one thing to be getting better at what you do, and it's one thing to be getting better at doing what you do. You get what I'm saying? So I could be, as a podcaster, just for example, I could get better at telling stories. I could take a storytelling masterclass. This is how you tell a story better. Cool. I could watch different speeches and learn how to be more powerful in my speech, learn how to have a better on-camera presence, make myself a better podcaster. That's one thing. But then I could also get more efficient in how to record myself. Yeah. Like, when we first started, we had 3 cameras like we got right now, and we had 3 memory cards, and we was taking 3 full-length videos and putting loading that shit on the fucking laptop and going through every camera. It was taking me like 10 hours to edit the fucking podcast. You know what I'm saying? And then we bought different shit. Rail came along. All these different things happen, and now we're more efficient at doing what we do. But we still not at the finish line yet. But that's still progress. So I can't make the measuring stick for success just the money. You know what I'm saying? Or just how much money did we make off podcasting this year? How much money did we, like, the first 5 years? $0. Nigga, we went in the hole. We spent way more. Like, we still, like, technically, we probably still ain't out the hole for, not even, probably, fuck that. We ain't nowhere near out the hole for what we spent versus where we are right now. But, you know what I'm saying? You can still see the progress and, like, how good we are at podcasting. So, and like I said this before on podcast numerous times, like, even when nobody's listening, that don't mean you can't be getting better just because ain't nobody watching you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you rapping or whatever you doing, even if you an actor or whatever, you getting better at the shit. Ain't nobody giving you no credit. Ain't nobody giving you no props. All you got to do is shake the right hand one time. The right nigga got to see you one time, and it's over with. So that 5 years just went from 0 to 100 just off shaking the right hand in a week. Your whole fucking life changed. And you could look at, and people gonna look at you and say, oh, he an overnight success. How that shit just happened? Yeah. No, bro. I've been really in the gym for putting up fucking shots for 4 years, 5 years. So that shit be so I just funny. Think it's the mind state that, like, people be feeling like this shit not paying off because it's no profit. Yeah. Or I don't have nothing I can show nobody. And I think it's also some ego in it, and there's also some level of shame and embarrassment to me. I've been telling people for 4 years that I'm a podcaster, and I don't got no views. I've been telling people for 4 years I'm a rapper, and I still ain't got no deal, and niggas still ain't listening to my shit. Now I'm kind of like, I want to quit because, nigga, I'm still working this regular 9 to 5. I still work at Papa John's. I'm rapping, and niggas is clowning me. You know what I'm saying? Probably behind my back, or chicks not fucking with me, or this or that. But you ignoring the fact that you actually good now. Yeah. You just ain't having the opportunity yet, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying this to encourage y'all niggas to still rap. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what you love to do, then, like, nigga, do it. And the thing is this, like, right? Like, even with the oversaturated shit, and I think we getting off delayed gratification, we're gonna bring it back. But even with the oversaturated shit, though, everybody say that about everything. Like, if you rapping, oversaturated. Everybody do that shit. Podcasting, that shit super oversaturated now. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody want to start a podcast. Everybody want to start a t-shirt line. Everybody want to do nails, do makeup, do hair, the same fucking ponytail, all this shit. Cool. Shots fired. Next year, a rapper we never heard of today gonna be the top nigga. Yep. It's gonna be a clothing line we never heard of that take the fuck. It's gonna be a new gallery department. It's gonna be a new, you know what I'm saying, fear of God. It's gonna be a new chick who do the fucking ponytail the same way the last chick did it. Now it's just her turn. Like she just up right now off the ponytail. Like you get what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a new podcast. It's gonna be a new David Cooley. It's gonna be a new Kevin Samuels is the new David Cooley. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a new nigga. Like it's gotta be. It's gonna keep being new niggas. Like this shit don't stop. We talk about that big 3 shit in rap. Drake, Kendrick, Cole. Cool. How many superstars have it been? They've been at the top. But there's no room at the top. Them niggas been at the top for 15 years. All of them. Lil Baby still came. Roddy Ricch had a summer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty, that nigga came. Like it was niggas who was just hot. ESTG, like it's so many niggas who then came and had and still got they shot. You know what I'm saying? And these niggas, them niggas weren't rapping for 10 years. Them niggas be like 19. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like we always say, shoot your motherfucking shot, man.
And you gave me when you said, you was talking and I got my train of thought back from an earlier section in the pod when you said, you was talking about how you was recording for 4 people. You know what I'm saying? You was just dropping a Patreon for 4 people or whatever. 3 people and shit like that. Think about when you on Instagram and you see somebody, I guess, who's got some traction. Like it's a funny video. It's this one dude right now. He be in the closet. And he's funny as shit.
Ruler. That's my nigga, bro. I was showing that to Jody. I don't think Jody thought it was funny when I was first showing it. Did you keep watching this shit or nah? You ain't fucking with him.
Jody, I'm telling you, that nigga is hilarious.
That nigga funny as fuck. You gotta kind of like, cause I seen him a couple times and I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga? And I kept scrolling, but I caught him a few months. I caught him on one funny one and you kind of like.
And how did you catch him?
He posts so fucking much,
but you wasn't following him at first.
No, he caught my algorithm.
Right.
But the funny part is not just what he's saying. It's the fact that he's in this closet, all day. And he's
all his
always
videos
yelling.
Are in the closet. He's yelling and he's holding that belt in his hand.
Yeah. So it's like you got to watch multiple of them to really get how funny it is.
You got to watch multiple of them. That's leading into my point. So a guy like that pops up and he just starts to pop. Like he wasn't on my algorithm before. Yeah. Like I just start to see his shit or whatever. And the thing is, when you see a video that you like, what do? You go to their page because you want to see more. Yeah. Let's just say with this delayed gratification, let's talk about the negative side of getting what you want. Let's say he starts his page, right? And one of his that video, let's say he got 3 videos up, 4 videos up, and boom, the 4th one go viral, super viral. It's on all our algorithms. We see the shit and we like, oh man, that was dope. You go to his page, and he only got 4 videos. Yeah. Like, show's over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Versus he's steady dropping a video. One of them go viral. Now you can, that's where all the views come from. They're not doing it consistent. It's not linear. He dropped this video, that go viral. Before we knew who he was, he had a bunch of videos. He was already consistently posting. It's just that all his videos got views because when you see the one that's blowing up or going viral, you're going back and watching all the other ones and it's pushing all the views up. And you'll look at his page, like, where this nigga come from? All his videos got 100,000 views. All his video, no. Like, it was delayed gratification. He was posting, you know what I'm saying, constantly posting, and then we binge watching his shit now. Like, motherfucker could watch the Rosa Dead podcast and you see a viral clip of us on TikTok. And it's like, oh man, that was dope. But we got a bunch of more shit that you can go back and watch. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And then in that time, motherfuckers was getting good. Motherfuckers was, you know what I'm saying, sharpening their axe, or whatever the case may be. And speaking of sharpening the axe, one of my favorite quotes is if I got, and I'm probably gonna fuck up the time, but if I got 10 hours to chop down the tree, I'm gonna sharpen my axe for 9 of them hours.
Never heard that one. That's a good one.
That's fire.
That's a great one.
if I got 10 hours to chop down a tree, I'm gonna spend the first 8 or 9 hours sharpening the axe.
That might be one of my top quotes now. That's a really fucking good one.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of niggas will be chopping with a dull ass axe. For 10 hours and not get that bitch chopped down.
a lot of niggas is posting dull ass content. Or you doing a dull ass project, or you doing some weak ass hair or whatever, and it's in the beginning.
That ain't gonna kick our ass.
You know what I'm saying? But if you keep doing it, you sharpening your axe, and then in your winning year, whether that's year 3, year 4, year 5, it's gonna seem like you just cold as hell, like you came out of nowhere.
So do you grab the door?
It's gonna seem like you came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So during this time period,
that's Bree at the door.
During this time period, you should be sharpening your axe. And what does sharpening your axe look like? Posting consistently, or going to the gym consistently. Whatever it is, doing it consistently. That's sharpening your axe. And then when you blow up, that axe is sharp as fuck, and it makes it look easy. Like, damn, he just chopped down this tree in an hour. Nigga, I've been sharpening this axe for 8-9 hours.
You know what we did that with?
What?
Roses I did. You know how many months we was working on that brand and shit? And
That was a lot.
It was crazy because I was questioning myself at times, like, damn, is it really this deep? Because I remember I was saying it was gonna drop on New Year's. I kept saying that shit didn't drop till the end of March, damn near April.
Yeah.
So it was like, not only was I already working on it to drop on New Year's, it took an extra 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Constantly going over different, like the branding ideas and like color schemes and
Reading books, going through multiple color schemes, like sharpening that axe for real. Like, and then when it happened, everything went up. Like, the shit ain't been down since. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
it seemed easy. It seemed, you know what I'm saying, seamless.
Preparation. What's 7 P's? 5 P's? Proper preparation prevents poor
Proper
performance?
preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Simeon, for whatever reason, it was 7 P's instead of 5. I don't know why. I know piss was
proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. It's only 6.
It was 7 at Simeon. They threw another one.
They threw
in there. I don't know. It was 7. Pussy niggas. Nah. Thanks. What's all this stuff?
Is that hair?
This is for. What's with you and hair today?
It look like hair.
This is
Packages of
for
hair.
her.
Oh, okay.
It's some kind of projectile launcher thing.
You can't tell me they don't look like packets of hair from here in the lights. But yeah, man. Delayed gratification. That shit sucks. But you know, I feel like a big part of having the biggest thing that you need to have when you're thinking about delayed gratification is faith. And that sounds so fucking cliche. But if we think about the definition of having faith, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I don't need faith. That's what I was saying. Like, if I'm going to buy a Chinese bamboo tree seed, I don't need faith for that. I know what's going to happen. I know what the end is. I don't know what the end is if I start my business right now. I don't know. I just have to have the hope for it and faith. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so hard for us, because we can't see it. You don't know. And even with my clothing store, right? I don't think I could have that went down for financial reasons. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like anything else. That's why the store closed. It wasn't like, oh, you didn't have the faith or whatever, keep going, whatever. Even though I didn't want to sell clothes after that at all. You know, I was like, fuck this shit or whatever. I still feel that way. But then I think I lost my train of thought. The point is, with the store, I needed faith. You know what I'm saying? With the clothing line, period, you needed faith, because you don't know. And when you don't know, shit is 10 times harder.
It is. And I would say, like, you don't need faith to the point that you know. Like, you don't know,
You gotta convince
but you
yourself.
know. Like, you got to be convinced.
For sure. And it gotta be delusional. Conor McGregor. You know him?
Yeah. I was watching that nigga last night.
Yeah. A lot
Dude
of
wrestled the fuck out of him. I hated it.
who?
The Khabib nigga?
Khabib?
Oh, my God. That shit
was
looked
heartbreaking.
that shit looked bad.
That was heartbreaking.
It looked very painful.
For him to do that to Conor that nigga. Like, Conor was John Jones.
At a point.
Yeah, at a point, for sure. He was that nigga.
Till he met Khabib. Yeah.
So, but I like how I watch, like, Conor McGregor, like, kind of like, I don't want to say motivational speeches, but he just be talking. This is how he thinks. And he was on a podcast, and he like, man, you got to be a little off to get where I'm at. Like, you got to be like, something got to be wrong a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And he like, with me, he said, I don't do nothing else. I live, breathe, and eat, you know what I'm saying, MMA, like my craft. And his point was, he said something along the lines of, he said something along the line, he live, eat, and breathe it. I want to get this. Fuck.
Come on, Reggie.
I'm gonna
do it.
I'm gonna get it.
You want to go back to it?
Nope. Y'all gonna enjoy the silence right quick.
Delayed gratification, y'all.
Exactly. Have some patience. He said something. Yeah, somebody asked him something, and he said, "I don't know because all my brain see is sequences and numbers. Like I'll be around people and they'll say, oh, did you watch the game or this or that, this or that?" He said, "I'm so removed because I know what it takes to get what I'm trying to get, and I have to be delusional. I can't look at anything. Everything is else is a distraction." You know what I'm saying? I can't put any more stories in my head about anything else because I have to spend the majority of my time convincing myself that I'm going to be XYZ or whatever.
And that's why I feel like it's nothing wrong with when people say that they don't want to be a millionaire or that they don't want to be overly successful, because the sacrifices it take. And if you really understand that, you know what I'm saying? Even like what we're doing now, like it's people
don't want to be millionaires. People want to be financially free.
That too. I feel like what we're doing right now is very scalable, and it's scalable to whatever length you want to scale it to. Is going to take the work to put in, but it's obviously scalable. But it's like, how much sanity do you use to scale it up to a millionaire level, to a billionaire level? Is it worth it? Is it worth what? Because I said this before on the show, you can't be a good everything at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said it, I hate to say it again, but if you watch a Kobe Bryant documentary and you talk about how much he was playing basketball, how many times he's practicing a day, you can't tell me Kobe was the best father. Yeah. You can't. That nigga was not at the crib.
It takes time to be a good father.
Like when you watch the documentary, the nigga was practicing twice a day without the team. And you're going on an 82-game season, 41 games a year, you're gone. It's not like y'all flying back home the day of the game. You gone a lot. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're in the off season, you're practicing 2-3 times a day. Like, nigga, you're not at the crib like that. And you got to rest. You know what I'm saying? And you got basketball meetings. You got shit going on with Nike. You got commercials you got to do. You got all the shit you got to do. And it's the sacrifices. And of course, it's making a great life for your family. But the time, so when you chasing something to that degree, sometimes you can't be the best dad. You could be present in your kid's life. I'm not saying you a fucking deadbeat, but I am saying that you can't be as good as the dad who just going to work and coming home and spending the rest of the evening with his kids. You're not going to be that dad. Yeah. You might not be the best son. You might be a fucking deadbeat cousin, or you might not be the best husband, or whatever the case may be, because you're spending so much focus in this pot. You only have so much of you to pass around. But to be uberly successful at one thing, you got to pour 80% of you into that one thing. And the remainder of you is left for your wife and your kids and your family and whatever else. And they're not going to get as much out of you as somebody who's not stretching themselves that much thin to succeed. And so for some people, it's just not worth it. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I do think you got to be off a little bit. That Genius documentary by Kanye was some of the most motivating shit I ever seen in my life, bro. Like, as arrogant as Kanye West is right now, that nigga was the exact same way. He didn't have no brain. Like, he was the exact same way, bro. Like, and it was crazy. Like, the part of that shit that resonated in me the most, he was driving, and the nigga was recording him while he was driving. This is before the Rockefeller deal, before New York. And that nigga was like, he's like, man, people keep coming up to me talking about how I made it and I'm so successful. And I'm just like, y'all niggas don't even know. Y'all niggas don't even understand. Like, to say he was good. He was set up, bred, everything. I think he might have just signed a Rockefeller deal or some shit like that. And everybody was happy for him, congratulating him. He was like, y'all niggas don't understand what I'm really trying to do if y'all congratulate me right now. Like, and it was just like, he was on another level of confidence, faith, delayed gratification, all of that shit. And that's why I always been such a big fan of dude, because his music is just like a self-esteem boost. Like, that's all he talk about really is. Like, he got songs he's like, imagine doing 5 beats. Imagine yourself locking yourself in the studio doing 5 beats a day for 10 summers. Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he was saying. It took that to get where he at. And a lot of people just not willing to do that. And that's totally fine.
Genius for real.
Another thing that I feel like when it comes to delayed gratification, that's a big enemy of delayed gratification is FOMO. The fear of missing out. Yeah. And I don't care if it's, and we can talk about me, certain financial goals, not being financially off, but trying to get to a whole nother level. It's always some shit going on. And I don't even go out a lot, but it's always something going on, something happening, some trip, some this, some that. And it's like, damn, yeah, I want to get hit, but I'm comfortable right now. My life good, and I really want to do that, and I deserve to do that because I work hard as hell, and I don't want to miss that. So now I'm finna go do it and put some other shit off. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that I was supposed to accomplish this summer that was like some big shit, but it wasn't necessary for my life. Now I'm trying to do it next summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so FOMO is a big one.
I ain't gonna lie. I still struggle with it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like,
social media make it worse because before social media, you knew it was a party. You didn't go, and you heard about it the next day. Now you can see the shit while it's happening. Like, damn, that bitch busting. Fuck this shit. I ain't even take no shower. I'm on the way, nigga.
And I feel like right now, right? It's not like my homie wedding is in a couple weeks, right? And it's in Cancun. If I wasn't and he told me I'm the best man. If I wasn't the best man, I probably would have missed it. Because of things I have going on and shit I want to do, right? And that's FOMO.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I probably shouldn't go, but I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even fear of missing out of fun for real. That's a big moment. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain people who are. I ain't gonna say I'm not locked in, but it's certain people who's like super locked in. They would have been like, "Fuck that wedding."
Yeah,
your best friend.
Yeah,
he'd be like, "Nah, I can't go."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I folded, y'all.
And FOMO. This somebody we might need to do a whole separate episode about FOMO because that's a whole topic in itself. But as it relates to delayed gratification, I think it's the enemy number one, and it could be about a chick. It could be you dating a chick, but you got some financial goals that you trying to hit. But you don't want, like, damn, she seem like the type I can't spend a block on. If I miss out on her, nigga gonna be cuffed her up. She ain't gonna give me no second chance. You know what I'm saying?
The whole scenario,
I've been in that situation myself to where it's like, damn, I know it's other shit I should be doing, but again, life comfortable. I don't need shit. I ain't fucked up. I'm straight. But there's certain goals I got. But I know dating costs. They get treating women right costs. Like trying to take a chick out and do all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, if you catch you a homebody, then you good. She don't like going out, cool. Like that's the best shit ever. Like, you feel me? But if she like going out and you want to, like, you know what I'm saying, have fun with it and do different shit, that shit costs. So now, you know, you doing all these extra things. That's FOMO.
You know what I'm gonna do? My fault. Go ahead.
I was gonna say just getting some fucking with a chick, just even trying to fuck sometimes be FOMO. You know what I'm saying? You know you supposed to be at the gym in the morning. You know you supposed to be doing this, be doing X, Y, Z. But shorty hit your line, or you just at the crib bored, you want some ass woo, and you put off everything you got to do in the morning. You know you supposed to be up at 5. You could wake up at 7 and still get everything and still get to work on time. But that little extra what you supposed to put in towards that goal, towards that book you trying to write, towards that little thing you trying to do, you supposed to put the extra time in. Yeah. But you know, ain't even no end date. You might be trying to write a book or try to do whatever you trying to do. Trying to start a podcast, you say I'm gonna wake up early and spend this little time on it. You don't got no deadline for your podcast. Ain't nobody gonna check you for not dropping that podcast. Ain't nobody gonna hold you accountable for it. So you finna go in here and get the pussy. You know what I'm saying? And not get up in the morning and not do that shit. And you gonna make a habit out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make a habit out of not doing what the fuck you supposed to do. That FOMO be a motherfucker, man.
You know, I'm gonna write down. I'm gonna do the math on how much it costs on average just to date. And I'm gonna calculate the expenses for maybe just dating a woman for 3 months.
Yeah.
And next episode, I got y'all.
Let's talk about some strategies to build your ability to delay gratification. I think one of the biggest things is having a clear goal. Like Meek said, if you want it, you got to see it with a clear-eyed view. I think the clearer your goal is, the easier it is to delay your gratification because you know exactly what you want. I always ask the shorties all the time, I want to be rich. How much money you want?
That's what I said. A lot of people don't want to be millionaires. You just want to be financially free.
But even with that, how much money you want? Like on the head. It ain't got to be, if I get $250,000 in the bank, I'm rich. Even if you want to say how much money you got to make a month for you to be like, people don't put clear. The goals don't be clear. They be the vaguest shit in the world. I just want to start a podcast and get rich. I just want to rap and get rich. Bro, when? How? Where? How much money?
Yeah.
Who you want to be signed to? All that shit make it click. Because now, if you, it don't give a fuck if it, and I'm using lofty shit because I don't know what niggas who listening to this want to do with their life, right? So you might want to be an engineer. You might want to whatever. What school you going to go to? Nigga, I want to go to college. What college, bro? Like niggas just be talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when it's clear and you know exactly what you want to do and how you want to do it, if you want to be a rapper, who you want to sign to, ooh, I'll sign anybody, but who you want to sign to though? Because now we can make a plan on, we gonna make this song, we gonna come up with the graphic for the song, we gonna figure out who work for Cash Money, and we gonna email them.
Yeah.
Versus like you out here just making 100 fucking songs and putting them out and ain't nobody heard the shit. You don't got no plan. Like when you don't got no clear vision, it's harder to accomplish anything because you don't really know what to do. You just doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cool that you working hard and it might end up working out. But when you have a very clear, specific goal, it's very easier to organize your work and move in a more damn near militant way towards your goal.
Don't confuse yourself. Don't get high off the false dopamine you get when you're quote unquote working hard.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is working hard can be noble. It can feel noble. You can feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. But if it's not in a specific direction, it damn near don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you think you could doing all the right things or whatever, but it's scattered versus I know it, like you just said, know exactly what I want to do. I know who I need to be talking to. I know what I need to be doing to get to point A to B or whatever the case may be versus you just, I'm grinding. Yeah. It could be a blind grind. And you could look up a year from now and you thought you was working hard, but it wasn't to no specific direction and you ain't getting nowhere.
Yeah.
That's like the it's a dope analogy. Like if you take a ship and if the ship is at the dock and you just start the ship and let it go, it's gonna end up going nowhere. It's gonna eventually crash. Versus if you let a ship go at the dock and you put a captain on it, he knows it has an end goal in mind. Okay. And you just working hard, I want to be rich, and you just so if you okay, I want to be rich. Okay, so now you working 2 jobs. Now you picking up leaves or whatever. It ain't it's not nailed down. Like okay, it's not a strategy.
And every time you come across an ad of a course that's gonna get you rich quick, you're gonna take it.
It's the such thing as course junkies
because you don't know what you want to do. It's so easy to get distracted because it's not clear. You know what I'm saying? Like once you make that shit clear, it's a lot easier to wait. And there's another thing that with delayed gratification, you can't take that dopamine hit off that opportunity a nigga offered you that he ain't come through on. I did that shit a lot, bro. Like there's a lot of times I was cool with grinding. We gonna take this shit one step at a time, and then some nigga come tell me like, oh, bro, I know this person. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna name niggas. I ain't even gonna do that. But there's been so many niggas in Chicago. I'm talking about some of the biggest names in Chicago that or that person directly, or they people that came to me and said, hey, we gonna give you this opportunity. We finna so and so. You know, it might be a big pro athlete, and I'm talking about top of the top from the city. They people coming like, hey, the fool want to start a media company. You know, this nigga up $100 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fool want to start a media company, bro. We looking at you, want to schedule a meeting, man. We gonna have a dinner. Motherfucker come to the city, we gonna have a dinner, We gonna invite you to the dinner. Ooh, shit don't happen. I'm geeked, nigga. This shit finally finna work. Like, I'm fucking geeked. Yeah. Like, all this shit paid off, man. We been doing this shit 3 years, We lit now. I knew this shit was gonna happen. It's up. I don't hear from this nigga. This nigga stopped answering the phone, completely ghost on me. You know what I'm saying? That shit didn't happen so many times, bro. It didn't happen so many times. Right now, it's a PR company just reached out to us about an artist that's supposed to be coming on the show at the top of next year. Whether the shit they gave him the whole layout of how the shit's supposed to happen, where they gonna put the footage at and all type of shit. The shit seemed big. I'm not even geeked off the shit no more because the shit didn't fell through. So I told you I don't even want to tell you about the shit because the shit like that fell through so many times. But that'll fuck up. You had a delayed gratification, and then something like that'll come along and it'll fall through and it'll kill your shit. It'll be like, man, fuck this shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you keep getting the opportunity. Niggas keep snatching the rug from up under you. So it'd be like you can't buy into the false dopamine hit, like you say, the hard work. You can't buy into the false dopamine hit of the help either, or the opportunity, or none of that shit. It's just like you got to be cool with this shit taking time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be cool with it.
That's a good one. Getting the dopamine hit of false hope.
Yeah, bro.
That, like, you was it's almost like a woman. She was cool. You know what I'm saying? She was cool on her own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She was single, focused. The nigga come in and fuck the whole shit up. Now she fucked up, crash out, whatever. That could happen with our goals. I was straight. I knew how long it was going to take. I was putting in the work consistently. But then I got this false sense of hope that I was going to get this big opportunity and it was going to put me on the next level, and it fall through. Now I don't have the motivation to do what I was even doing before.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
That's fucked up. And then the other thing with this delayed gratification shit is, you can't be looking at somebody else and expecting them to come save you and help you and being mad at the world, because and that the process could be irritating at times when you impatient and you sitting and you waiting on something, and then you mad at your friends because all my friends ain't supporting me. Your friends want your target audience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be trying to hold their friend hostage, and you really end up being a finesser.
I'm glad I never did that.
Yeah, like you really end up being a finesser because you started a clothing business, and now you're gonna force your friends to buy this shit. They don't even like this shit for real. You know what I'm saying? They got a closet full of some shit they don't like because you didn't guilt trip them into buying a whole bunch of shit. And this is your first t-shirt you ever made. The quality ain't even shit. And now your friend got 60 of these motherfucking t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? They can't do that with.
Shit with.
So it be that part too of understanding that. Or even like when people talk about Chicago, that part about the delayed gratification of finding your actual target audience and really the sharpening your axe to figure out that before you even start the business. Mm-hmm. Who am I actually targeting? My friends can't be the target audience. Like, I don't got enough of them for my business to last off my friends. Whoever gonna be at the people at your grand opening is not your clients for real. You know what I'm saying? They just the people that fuck with you. But that's not a real normal day of business. But in Chicago, it'd be so much talk about, don't nobody fuck with each other. The city it's some weirdos everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that when we go to Philly and we go to DC and all these other places, people fuck with us because we from out of town. And it's their assumption that, oh, damn, y'all made it this far. Y'all must be somebody in y'all own city, so we gonna fuck with y'all. But in your own city, niggas is just like, oh, that's that nigga Terry, that nigga from Simeon, that nigga ain't nobody. I ain't fuck that nigga show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and that's what it is. And guess what? Them DC niggas feel the same way about each other. Them Atlanta niggas. So the same way you saying, I want to move to this other city because woo, it's like they got the same problems down there, bro. You know what I'm saying? They just fucking with certain niggas from other cities because they from other cities. You know what I'm saying? All. So they think you a little special or whatever. But at the end of the day, in Chicago or wherever you at, you got to understand that you can't be mad at nobody because they won't let you skip the line. Because that's all you trying to do. When you got a clothing line and you trying to put it on a celebrity, when you got a podcast and you trying to get this celebrity on there and you trying to network up instead of networking with the nigga next to you on your level, you trying to go up. That nigga trying to go up too. He ain't thinking about you. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
he's further than where you at.
Yeah, like if
it's not an even exchange.
I'm sitting over here mad. Like if I was sitting over here mad trying to blow G Herbo line down to come on the show, that nigga trying to go on fucking Jay Leno show. He not thinking about me. Like he trying to go up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and some niggas show love to other niggas. Certain relationships get built, but I'm saying niggas be so mad at the city because they feel like a nigga owe them something. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you got to understand that like what you're trying to do is cut the line. There's nothing stopping you from building your own audience. You have a social media app just like everybody else do, and you got whatever skill set you got, and instead of building that shit up follower by follower, brick by brick, you trying to go get the celebrity so you get in front of his audience and try to get some of his followers to follow you. So you're trying to cut the line, and you got to be honest with yourself about that. And you can't be mad because a nigga won't let you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna stop you from building your own shit.
It was somebody, this guy I know, he go to the same gym as me, and he was selling his Instagram page, and he had like maybe his hundreds of thousands of followers or whatever. He's selling his Instagram page, and he asked me like if I wanted to, buy it or whatever. I'm like, nah, and it sounded intriguing. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna instantly have all of this, woo. But it's me building up my page to, let's say 5,000 followers. But this is my community. Like they here for me. They know what's going on. They fucking with me for whatever reason.
Right.
Versus me skipping the line, jumping in front of your audience. They know this page for that. They motherfucker, I don't care what I'm talking about. Yeah. What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? But another thing, who's really good at we was talking about customers. Weaver, the owner of Pillars. I remember I was having a conversation with him, and like how your friends ain't your customers or whatever. He like, yeah, like when we started, like he was saying, like my friends wasn't our customers, and he was so cold. He calculated exactly how much revenue he would potentially get from people he knew. He said, let's just say you come into the store today, right? and you spend $100 or whatever, you spend $50, whatever the case may be. He said, I know I'm not gonna see you for another 2 to 3 months. Mm-hmm. So that's $100 that I can count on you for but I'm gonna get that every 3 months. Mm-hmm. I need real customers. Cause the average buyer, they not gonna be coming in this motherfucker every day. So if you're only looking for your friends to support you, that's not a business. Mm-hmm. You can't scale that because people aren't shopping that frequently. You know what I'm saying? With whatever the fuck you buying. So you need a large amount of people coming to spend with you, let's say you got 100 customers. Yeah. Now you can, you know what I'm saying, kind of scale that or whatever, but don't look to your friends to be like the main source of your income type shit.
Definitely not. Be in that shit for the long run. Set your goals out clear, specific. If you don't know how to set a goal, SMART goals is the best shit. If you don't know what a SMART goal is, Google that shit. Google that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an acronym for how to set a goal. Yeah. I think it's
they use that shit a lot in corporate.
Yeah. So I don't even want to. I know it's measurable, attainable, realistic, time-based. What's the S for? Specific. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. So when you set a goal like that, I think it'll help with delayed gratification a lot because you're gonna know exactly how to map your steps out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's that though. You got AMP?
Yeah. And it's fitness related. What? Not really. That shit life related. You know what I'm saying? Because you could use an analogy for anything, but get just used to the boring shit. Mm-hmm. Like stop looking for excitement. Whatever you finna start, already put in your mind that I'm not about to win with this shit. I'm not about to win significantly for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And that's a safety net. It really could pop off in 3 years, but just 5 years. And like even with me, I'll never forget this. This is when I first started working out. I went to some gym and it was a trainer there. I was small as shit, little dude, and the trainer had like the look how I wanted to look. The nigga was like solid and shit, all of this. And I asked him, I'm in there young as hell. I'm like, yeah, how long is it gonna take me to look like you? He said 3 years. I'm fuck out of here. I instantly got discouraged. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm like, damn, like this day one for me. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna take me 3 years to look like this. Mm-hmm. And I kind of checked out. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. I didn't get the training program. I didn't sign up with them or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that was very real. And it really takes years to build muscle. You know what I'm saying? You can get, you can gain weight, but to build actual muscle, that shit take years. It's a look that I want to look like. I'm not gonna look like that for another 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how long it take. And within those 2 years, I got to do a bunch of boring shit. Like people talk about how I eat all the time. I remember I was dating a girl one time and she looked at my refrigerator. She said, "You eat like you in jail." It's like, what the fuck? Why you always got ground beef and rice in here? Like what? Like damn nigga, like you want me to cook for you? Like what's going on? But I eat for results. I eat for a certain look. During the week, I do not care how I'm eating. I eat the same thing 2 or 3 times a day. Yeah. And don't think twice about it. Yeah. Like, I don't care. I'm not eating because this shit tastes good. I'm eating because I know it's going to give me a certain look in my body. On the weekend, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like a fucking bodybuilder, so I still enjoy things. But on the weekend, I'll go to a restaurant or eat something like that. But throughout the week, that shit boring as hell. I wake up and eat the same shit every fucking day. I don't have to, but it's just it's a mentality that, okay, this is what I got to do to get this result. Mm-hmm. I got to go to the gym and do the same ass fucking exercise. I'm not doing anything special. And what happens is 3 years from now, like right now today, I get a lot of compliments on how I look. Oh, damn, nigga. I've been doing the same shit for the last 3 years. Nothing has changed. And that's delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? You all of a sudden you look this way. It's like, damn, you came like, damn, nigga, you on steroids? Like, no, bitch, I've been eating fucking broccoli 3 times a day for, you know what I'm saying, the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So forget the instant gratification and put in your head that shit, this is going to take a while and get used to the boring, consistent work and shit. You might end up there. I'm not even going to say you're going to end up there. I don't know. You're going to have to use your own faith for that. I don't know if you're going to hit your goal. So
that's real. The crazy part about it is like 3 years going to pass regardless. So you're gonna talk to that trainer. How long is it gonna take me to look? I want to look like that really bad. How long is it gonna take me? 3 years, right? You don't get a training program. Them 3 years is gonna pass, and you're not gonna look like. You might as well done this shit, right?
You're gonna be pissed. 3 years gonna look up and you look the same. Like fuck, I could have been working.
I could have signed up for this shit. That's the crazy thing that is very obvious, but we almost act like we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into. And I don't want to open this bitch out. We gotta like close this shit out. But I was just having this conversation on Patreon, and I ain't gonna give y'all the whole thing, but we was talking about how like men leading and money, all this other shit. And I think a big part of it is the delayed gratification gets you where you want to go in life, right? Mm-hmm. So people who talking about going back to school, a lot of people, we see these tech jobs, this and that, we see all this different shit, and it's just like, don't nobody want to go back to school. Motherfuckers be like, gee, I ain't been in high school. I ain't been in school since high school. I ain't been in school in 10, 15 years, whatever. Yeah. Even if you was in college, 10 years, you ain't been in school. But you see these opportunities out here, it's like you take you to go back to school. And a big part of it is that when we go back to relationships and money and leading the household and all this other shit, women want niggas. A lot of women, and I'm not talking about everybody, because some of these chicks is just out here broke as hell, just hoping they come across a rich nigga. Some of these chicks is out here with OnlyFans, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of women. The people I see more so, and it's data that prove it, the most educated people in America by race and gender is black women, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of women going back to school at 30, getting a master's. Like, how many chicks you know that's in school right now?
Damn near all of them.
Versus niggas, right?
Niggas not going back.
So a lot of that time when we talk about like I was saying like how money is more than just a resource. It's a byproduct of who you are as a person. It say a lot about who you are as a person. A lot of times as a guy, if I'm trying to still figure shit out, make more money, whatever case may be, and I'm saying I'm not gonna go back to school, so I'm kind of stuck in this certain level, and I'm sitting across this dinner table on a date with this chick. And she on some like, we looking at like, oh, a nigga just should be able to lead just cause, or a nigga should be able to whatever. And she looking at it like, well, nigga, I'm doing the delayed gratification. Yeah. Like, we the same age. You saying you don't want to go back to school because when it's over with, you're going to be 37. Well, damn, I'm gonna be 37 with a master, with a second master. So if I go a PhD or whatever case may be, making $200,000 a year, how do I trust you to lead me if you're not even willing to do what I'm doing? If you're not even willing to put in the work that I'm putting in? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to say that like you got to go back to college to lead, like, you know what I'm saying? But whatever it is that you want, it might not be college. It might just be the shit that you working on that you want to put the work into. But a lot of times we don't be wanting to wait that time. We don't be wanting to do what we know it take to do.
You got to upskill, man. Yeah. Like a lot of people don't. We're gonna close it out, I promise. But a lot of people don't want to get additional skills after high school or college or whatever the case may be. Education is never gonna stop. It's always something that you're gonna need to know to get to the next level. Yeah. And however that looks, I invest. I'm not never scared of if it's a program, if it's a course, if it's a whatever. I never looked at it like, man, that's too much. You know what I'm saying? It was always like, it costs what it costs.
For sure. Cool. Let's go here with it too, though. Boy moms. To close it out, this is my advice for boy moms this week, man. I understand that a lot of times when you a single parent and you got a kid that is in high school, he in elementary school, a lot of times you can't get up to that school. A lot of times you're working so much, you can't get to the school. You can't check in with the teachers as much as you want to, but you got to. I don't care if it's once a month. You got to get up there and talk to these schools, because a lot of times they let our kids slip through the cracks, especially boys that's hard to deal with. And in my role and what I do right now with my mentees, it's no expectation or obligation for me to go to their schools, but I like to go to their schools at least once a week and check in. And when I go to the school, I'm talking to the dean, I'm talking to their counselor, I'm talking to at least one of the teachers. And what I'm seeing constantly in these schools is that a lot of these people is not doing their jobs and they're letting our kids slip through the cracks. It's a lot of schools I go up to where it's like, oh, well, he failing, but we've been in school for 10 weeks and he didn't miss 40 first period classes. This nigga didn't miss first period 40 times. You know what I'm saying? And 10 weeks of school. We just started school in August. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't miss so much school, and I'm up here like, okay, if we see he didn't miss all this school, what counselor, what are you doing about that? Like, you get paid to make sure that kids is doing what they supposed to be doing. So at the end of the day, you got a check in, check out system. You got this, you got that going on. So what I'm noticing is that when I'm going to these kids' school, I'm making the school pay more attention to them. I'm making the counselor say, all right, well, damn, we know we got to check on him. Why? Because dude gonna come up here asking. So when I come through the door, they already know who I'm there for. They know who I'm finna ask about, and they got something for me for him. You know what I'm saying? They got an update for me. So now they paying attention to him. But when I wasn't coming up there, they ain't even know this nigga. He didn't miss all these days of school. They don't even know when I'm saying the kid name. They don't even know what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, the kid got to take a certain amount of responsibility if he fell in classes, if he not going to class. I got a kid who, that same kid, I'm talking to the mom. She like, it ain't no way he absent. They got to be getting that wrong because I drop him off for school every day. I drop him off at the school before it's time to be at school. He should be early to school every single day. And I'm coming up there to meet with him, and I'm coming up there around 11 o'clock. And they like, oh, yeah, he absent today. He got marked absent for his first 3 class periods. I'm like, no, he's not absent. He's here. He's just not in class. But why y'all making sure he not in? Why y'all not making sure he in class? Right? So we end up finding out this nigga in the gym room all morning. Right? So if he in the gym room all morning, now I got to holler at the principal because I'm like, why the fuck is the gym teacher? The gym teacher got a roster. He know who should be in his class and who shouldn't. And even if you don't know that this kid not supposed to be in his class because he here every day, you know this nigga ain't got gym 3 periods in a row. What the fuck is you letting this nigga sit in your class for? No, he's supposed to be somewhere else. If he in your class every morning, he's supposed to be in class. That mean as a teacher, you know this nigga fell in whatever class he's supposed to be in because he with you every day and you letting him do it. So every 2 weeks, the dean, the motherfucking counselor, the teachers, all these people is getting a check to make sure your kid is supposed to be taking certain provisions for your child. So it is a certain accountability on you as a parent. It's a certain accountability on a child to do what he's supposed to do. And as much as I want to say at times, like, bro, that's on you. You missed them classes. You know your class schedule. Your mama dropped you off on time. You made that decision not to do that. Okay, all that is true. But it's somebody getting paid to make sure he do it, even if he not trying to do it. And the thing is, the counselor, who also might be the cheerleading coach, right? She dealing with the kids she want to deal with. So she got Brittany in there. That's one of her cheerleaders who ain't got no real fucking problem. She beefing with her friends. You sitting there, oh, you come to my office, get some snacks. You sitting there talking to Brittany for 2 hours while this nigga that missed 41st period class, you don't even know who the fuck he is. You know what I'm saying? Or you more cool with the other kid that's in trouble because he's more palatable. He a little bit more, he bad as hell, but he respectful to you. So you'll sit and talk to him. But the kid I'm working with, he disrespectful to the motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. You getting a check every 2 weeks to make sure this nigga know doing what the fuck he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So my advice this week to the boy moms is get to that motherfucking school and check in and have a presence up there to where they know, like, we can't keep skipping over this kid. I done went to schools to visit kids and they telling me and they telling him, they telling the mom, oh yeah, he getting ready for prom. He a senior. He finna get through. You know, it's his last school year. We got to start looking at what he finna do after school. He said he don't want to go to college. Woo woo. I'm going up there constantly, find out, he transferred from what? Like, this ain't making sense. Oh, he's a junior. My bad. We thought he was a senior. How the fuck y'all don't know what grade this nigga in? That's OD. Like, what y'all finna charge his mama for prom fees and all type of shit. This nigga ain't even, how the fuck we don't know what grade this nigga in?
That's how you know they looking at him as numbers, man.
It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. All across the board, the shit really be crazy what be going on. But check in at your kid's school. Make sure you got a presence up there, especially if they not doing good in school. As much as that accountability on him, as much as you need to put belt to his ass to make sure he doing what he's supposed to do, and as much as it started at home with you as a parent, it's still somebody getting a check every 2 weeks to be on his ass and make sure he's doing certain things and give him certain opportunities to succeed. And if they're not doing that, you need to be saying something about it. So yeah, that's that, man. That's all we got. You got anything else?
Nope.
Whatever you chasing in life, man. What's the rhyme scheme? Keep your foot on the gas. Put some belt to some ass.
How you forget?
Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or shoot. I'll take my line again.
We gotta practice shit. Make sure y'all leave a motherfucking review on the podcast app. Make sure y'all go buy the motherfucking ebook. I forgot to talk about that shit. Fuck it, we'll talk about it next week. And yeah, all of that. We'll be back in March. Yeah.
And what?
In March. For the big event.
Oh.
I'm sleeping.
It's all God in the cake.